Welcome to my channel Miles Ahead. Please like, subscribe and share. Act 2, Scene 1. Let's begin.
Hello children, today I am taking Merchant of Venice and we are starting with Act 2, Scene 1. The scene is going on at Belmont, a hall in Portia's house, where Portia is going to welcome the Prince of Morocco who is coming there with his followers. Now Morocco is a prince who is very arrogant and very egoistic because he is very brave. He has defeated so many brave prince warriors. So he is in that kind of arrogancy that no one is as brave as me. So I am the perfect suitor who is coming here yet. Now Morocco is in front of Portia, who is very fair and beautiful. So there is only one demerit is there in his mind, that is his complexion. He is little bit dark in complexion like Negro, black. So now he is going to convince Portia. So he is starting his speech here. Morocco is saying, mislike me not for my complexion. Now he is asking Portia, then please have a negligation for my complexion. Neglect the complexion of my body. Though it is black, the shadows livery of the burnished sun. Because there is a reason why am I in black skin. Because I am living in that country that is very near to sun. So where the direct sun rays comes to us, to whom I am neighbor and near bred, because I am very my country is very near to sun. So we are known as the neighbor of sun. Bring me the fairest creature, northward born. Now he is going to convince Portia that if outer appearance is having some place in your heart, then go and call any northward person who has never seen such a kind of sunlight that we are facing, so that his appearance may be fair. My appearance, my complexion may be dark, but if you want to compare with that kind of creature, you can call him here, front of me, where Phoebus fire scars those the icicles. Because he is saying that in northward country, where there are so many icebergs and snow is over there, because the sun rays are not able to reach there directly. So they are not going to melt their pointed spikes of ice. So it may be understood that the people will be in fair complexion. So now he is going to compare his love, his bravery with that person who is living in west side countries, north side countries, where Phoebus fire scars was the icicles, and let us make incision for your love. Now it is a time that the blood letting competition can be done, that is going to prove my love front of you. To prove whose blood is reddest, the red color of blood is a symbol of purity. How much do you love? It is going to be shown with your red blood color. His or mine. So he is convincing Portia that while the person who is coming from north side and I am here, you can match the color of our blood with each other, then it can be proved that who loves you the most. I tell thee. Thee is in Shakespearean language means you. I tell you, lady, this aspect of mine means my complexion, my body, have feared the valiant. Though it may be a thing that you don't like, it can be a reason of your dislike, but I am so sure that it has frightened so many valiant for the brave people. So many brave people are there who are afraid of my complexion and my outer look, my outer appearance. By my love, I swear, I love you a lot, Portia, and I swear the best regarded, the choicest, if the best choice, if I'm going to give it to the lady who are there in my country, the virgin girls. Virgin girls means unmarried girls. If they are having any choice to select their husband, they are totally agree to marry me. Have loved it too. They love my complexion. They love my bravery. I would not change this hue. Though I cannot change my color. I cannot change the color of my body except to steal your thoughts. That I can gain your attention. If I could do that, I could change my complexion. I should do, but I can't. My gentle queen, I'm having a failure here. Now Portia, she is going to understand that the person who is here, the Prince of Morocco, is very brave and very confident. Though she is not going to judge because she is not having any right to select her husband. There, she is saying in terms of choice, I am not solely led. If I am talking about the term that I could choose my husband, I would like to tell you that I am not led solely by the attraction or the look you are having here. It doesn't matter for me because nothing is in my hand. It depends on destiny. Here, my destiny and your destiny is same. The destinies of both of us is going to depend upon the choosing of the correct casket. By nice direction of the maiden's eyes, I know the maidens love to see her husband in a very good complexion, who is very handsome and good looking. But trust me, these things doesn't matter for me. Beside the lottery of my destiny, because my destiny is depending upon that lottery system, that is the correct choosing of casket, bars me the right of voluntary choosing as I wish. I wish that I could select my husband, but it prohibits me. What is going to prohibit her? Her promise that she has given to her father. But if my father had not scented me, because he has bounded me in his promise that he has taken from me, that I would get married with that person only who is going to select the correct casket, and hedged me by his wit to yield myself, my choice, and confine me by this which his shrewdness has devised. I am in that boundary that I cannot set myself free of it. His wife who wins me by the means I told you. Here he has taken promise from me that I would get married with that man only who is going to select the correct casket, and I'll be his wife. Yourself renowned prince. I know you are a famous prince. By the means I told you, as I told you before, yourself renowned prince, then stood as fair as any corner I have looked on yet for my affection. Now she is saying, you are talking about outer appearance, but I would like to make it very clear to you that you are a prince who is the most deserving person who is coming here to conquer me. So many suitors has already arrived here, but I suppose that you are the best among these all. She is just trying to convince or making sure that I am not at all influenced by the outward appearance of any suitor, because it is not having any kind of meaning or meaningful thoughts behind it, because everything is going to be selected just because of that casket selection. Now Morocco is saying, even for that I thank you, because he was a very arrogant person, and now he is listening very good words from Portia, so he is going to thank her. Therefore I pray you, let me to the casket. Now he is so happy that she is saying that he is the best amongst all who are whatever came here yet. So now he is requesting Portia to bring him to that casket room where he could select his casket, or he could take a risk for his fortune. To try my fortune by this scimitar. Scimitar is a sword that he is having with him, and he is showing it now to Portia to show his bravery, that how brave I am. Though he is not so very good in looking, but he wanted to convince Portia that the person who is in front of you is the bravest person on this earth. So now he is showing his sword that slew the Sufi and the Persian prince that won 3 fields of Sultan Suleiman. Now he is proving himself that whom I have killed, there were 2 persons. The one was the Shah of Persia and the Persian prince, who were getting fight with Sultan of Suleiman, and they have defeated him, who was the conqueror of 3 fields. So he is saying the 2 people who killed one brave person, I have killed them and proved that I am the bravest amongst all. I would outstare the sternest eyes that look, outbrave the heart most daring on the earth. Look into my eyes. I am having those eyes where no one can dare to gaze into it. I am the most brave person. I am the bravest person who can fear anyone. Outbrave the heart most daring on the earth. Pluck the young sucking cubs from the she-bear. I am so brave that I could do. There is a she-bear, is a mother bear. Mother bear is feeding her child. That is the most important time for that mother bear. And he is saying that I could take the risk to snatch away that feeding child from that she-bear, mother bear. I can be so much daring. I could do it for you. Yeah, mock the lion when he roars for prey, and while a lion is in the dangerous position while he is running after his prey in hunting, and he is saying that I can make laugh of him while he is doing this act. To win thee, lady, and I'm asking you to do this because, lady, I love you the most, and I am trying to do all these things to please you. But alas, the while, but it may be very sad if Hercules and Lichas play at dice, because now it is not a condition where the bravery is going to be judged. It is all about our luck and destiny. Just like where if Hercules and Lichas, Hercules was the master, a very brave person he was, and Lichas was his servant. They were playing a dice game where the winning portion was depending upon their fortune, not on their position, not on their bravery. So he's saying here I am facing the same situation where the Hercules and Lichas were playing together the game of dice, which is the better man, the greater throne. But in this game, the person who is going to win will be that person who is throwing the winning throw, and he may come as a winner front of all. So may turn my fortune from the weaker hand. So it may be possible. In that game, it was so much possible that Hercules could win, and it may be possible that his servant could win. So here he is saying that the same condition, the same circumstances is being faced here by me. My fortune is depending upon the casket. It is just like a dice game where we cannot judge it with our bravery or with our outer look or with any other thing. It is just a game of luck. Maybe the weaker person can win. The winning throw can become by the hand of weaker person. So is Alcides beaten by his page, and so may I, blind fortune leading me, miss that which one unworthier may attain and die with grieving. So now he is saying, if I have only blind fortune to lead me. I may miss that. Which one less worthy may gain? Maybe the person who is less worthier than me can win, can conquer you, and can get marry you. Whereas I am the best amongst all can be defeated. Can be defeated just because of my bad fortune. So he is saying that and die with grieving. And if it is going to be done, if I am going to be defeated by a weaker person than me, then I will die with this grief that they are not as much as, they were not deserving as much as I am here. So I will die with this grief that I could not win you. So it was the explanation that I have given you here. I suppose that it is so very much clear to you. There's so many questions that comes from this speech of Morocco and Portia. It will be better that you are writing down the question, or if you are not writing down, then keep it in your mind and try to write down the answers of this question. If you have any problem, go through the video again, see the explanations, and again, if you have any problem, you can ask me. Now write down the question. Where does the scene take place? Who are present in the scene? And what explanation does Morocco give for his dark complexion? See, the question is divided into 3 parts. And if the question, they are giving you for 3 marks or 4 marks, so you'll have to divide it equally. First question, where does the scene take place? It will consist 1 mark. Who are present in the scene? 2 marks. And then if it is 4 mark or 3 mark question, then rest of the mark will be there for this question. What explanation does Morocco give for this dark complexion? Don't try to expand your answer so very much. It will be in limited term. The keywords must be there. And the answer is just like it is going to fulfill all the requirement of your question. What qualities does a creature born in North have and why? Morocco was telling you that why they are so much fair in complexion. What was the reason behind it? You'll have to explain it here. Who is Phobos and what is meant by Phobos fire? I told you the meaning of Phobos is sun. What is the meaning of Phobos fire? You'll have to explain that the direct sunlight are coming over them, so that the complexion of Morocco was so black and dark. What test does the speaker propose to prove whose blood is reddest? Now you'll have to explain this matter here again. The next question, what effect does the physical appearance of Morocco have on the brave men and the prettiest women of his country? I told you in the beginning that he was so much arrogant and egoistic person who is so sure that no one is there like him. He is the best amongst all. So you will have to describe it here. And for this, that the prettiest women of his country, because they were even dying to marry him. Because they are not running after outer appearance. They knew it very well that how much brave I am. On what condition is the speaker prepared to change his dark complexion? Now, while he is showing his love towards Portia, he is going to promise it that if it is in my hand, if I could do that, definitely I am going to change my complexion for your attraction. What idea do you get about the character of the Prince of Morocco from the extract? You can write it down where he is showing so much arrogancy and egoistic kind of things. So you can write it down. He was overconfident. He was very witty. And he was, you can say he was trying to convince Portia, because he thought that no one is like him. He is the best who could conquer Portia. What is the lottery of Portia's destiny? It was the promise that she has given to his father that there will be the 3 caskets, and the person who is going to select the correct casket is going to win Portia, and she will be the wife of that person only. How does it prevent her from the right of voluntary choosing? Because she is not having any right to select her own husband. It depends on destiny. How prudent was Portia's father to have arranged her marriage through a lottery? Give a reason of your own answer. As Portia, while she was talking to her friend Nerissa, while Nerissa was going to explain her that your father was a very intelligent person who has selected this kind of thing, that you are going to spend your life with that person who is really perfect for you, who could take care of you throughout the life. Here you'll have to explain each and every fact of that answer. Try to give the answer in your workbook. Try to write it. If you have any difficulty, you can ask me again. Till then, thank you.